from the top one more time.
All right, this is like how many takes now, Perry Pear?
5.
Thanks, man, Lars. I'm really trying it. This is a beautiful poem that you wrote, Mr. Quince.
My pleasure.
I'm a little out of breath. There's just like so much running up to this episode number 400.
That's right, Rhea, and that's why we're going to do it one more time.
Take 6.
I thought you said it was take 5.
Take 5.
Okay, you guys. Here I go. I'm going to take a deep breath in and,
Can I say, this is episode 400 of Cider Chat?
You could, Mr. Quince. That would work.
All right, then. Episode 500.
Mr. Quince.
I know, I was tapping into that barrel over there. It is a celebratory day, after all.
Yeah, it sure is. It's also
Valentine's Day.
Yep, it is. So, love is in the air. Okay, I'm going to focus here. So, take 5. Are we ready?
Rhea, I hate to tell you this, but Perry Pears are born ready.
Of course. All right, here we go. And this poem is titled To Ciderville with Love, written by Mr. Quince.
With a little help from my friends.
Surely you should take all the credit for this poem.
Yes, you should.
But you both helped me all night long writing it.
Yes, this is true, but that's kind of what we do.
And we love it.
All right, Pommes, what do you think? Should I just say Mr. Quince or by the Talking Pommes?
I prefer, Rhea, if you just say the Talking Pommes.
Okay, so once again, To Ciderville with Love, written by the Talking Pommes.
Yes, I do think that has a very nice ring to it.
I figured you'd like that, Perry Pear.
Wait,
What's going on? What?
read this.
Okay. All right. I see you kind of moving scene 1 to scene 2, act 1, act 2. I see the flow. Okay. You want us to hold on to the poem for a little bit so we could get this episode rolling?
Uh-huh.
What do you think, Mr. Quince?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, let it roll. Hello, my name is Rhea Windcaller, and I am the producer and cider MC of this weekly podcast, where we speak with makers, cider enthusiasts, and folks within the cider trade from around the world. Hip, hip, hooray! Bringing us into this here episode number 400 of Cider Chat, you heard from Mr. Quince,
Hello.
the Medlars,
Hello.
and Perry Pear.
Hello, yes indeed. I am Perry Pear. Pleasure to meet you.
Perry.
Right.
Together, they make up my dear friends here in the Cider House. They are best known as the Talking Pommes. And this week, we are super over the moon here, having a lot of fun. Mr. Quince has even been dipping into the barrel a little bit for all the celebratory stuff that's going on behind the scenes, getting ready for the show. And we have, I think, kind of a humdinger of episodes. It's going to be a little bit different from past episodes in that this episode is number 400. And it's dropping on Valentine's Day. And because of that, this episode is titled To Ciderville with Love. And there's even a poem that, yes, I got it, that the Talking Pommes wrote for you out there in Ciderville. We wanted to celebrate this particular episode this week as a Valentine's Day card to all of you out there in Ciderville to commemorate this journey that we have all been on here. So this is our Valentine's to you out there in Ciderville. Whether love is in your picture or not, you got to know that we love you. And we have some thoughts all about Cider Chat, Ciderville, and some hopes for the future and some thoughts about the present. Before we get to that, we're going to first hear a word from our sponsor about an upcoming cider competition.
It is time once again for the New York International Cider Competition. This year is the 6th annual NYI Cider Competition, and it will be held the first week of April 2024. Top trade buyers, including importers, distributors, retailers, and craft beer bar owners, will be judging the ciders in a blind taste test by its category and the current price of the cider submitted. Ciders are judged by top trade buyers in the industry, as if they were buying for their own business. As a result, cider brands get insider info on how their ciders rate for retail shelves in terms of style, price point, and taste.
Your ciders do not have to be sold in New York or the United States. The New York International Cider Competition is open to all commercially produced ciders from around the world. Winners of this cider competition receive a 2-inch physical medal, a digital image of their medal, and a numerical score.
For more info and registration, go to nyicidercompetition.com and sign up today.
The New York International Cider Competition is a proud sponsor of Cider Chat. Submit your cider today. Go to nyicidercompetition.com, that's nyicidercompetition.com, and help keep cider going up.
At Cider Chat, we count seasons in terms of numbers of episodes. So each season has 50 episodes. So we just went from episode 351 all the way up to episode 400, which we are on today. And if you look at that over the long stretch of time that we've been online here as Cider Chat Podcasts, it means that we are now in the 9th year of Cider Chat. And one of the things that I love to do is to roll out some of the folks who are part of Season 8.
Hi, this is Carrie Ann Wilkins, based in Winthrop, Maine. I am researching the history of the apple variety known as the Northern Spy.
This is Colin Scott from E&J Scott Orchards from Buckland, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Sean McFarland with Blackshire Cider out of Beaver Creek, Minnesota.
Hi, this is David Donovan
and Kelsey Donovan
of Val's Orchard Cider Co.
We're located in Gretna, Nebraska, near Omaha,
which is basically smack dab in the middle of the U.S.
Hi, this is Story Madrid.
And this is Eric Madrid.
We are a family-run online business based in Seattle, Washington called Press Then Press. We have lots of Pacific Northwest ciders and a curated selection of delicious cider from all around the world that we want to share with all of you.
And you are listening to Cider Chat, home of the Talking Pommes. Shout out to them. Woo! We can do that again. I'll pretend. I'll pretend I haven't been thinking about that line all day.
I freaking love that. I love that. I didn't see that coming.
Oh my God! Recording intros with guests is a blast, and to hear the shout out by Eric Madrid of Press Then Press to the Talking Pommes took Story Madrid and I by surprise, and is all part of the fun, which is classic Ciderville in action.
They are adorable.
We love you.
All these episodes can all be found at ciderchat.com. Just go to Season 8 and go down the line. We'll have more of these intros coming up in this here episode number 400. Today, I'm not just your Cider Chat MC guiding you through the wilds of Ciderville. I'm also stepping into my Cider Delilah persona to serenade you with a love letter to cider. For the past 8 years, we have been on one hell of a ride together, out and about in Ciderville, from Orchard Rose to the clink of glasses. Cider Chat's been the bridge connecting you to the heart and soul of cider making. We've shone the spotlight on the folks behind the press, dished out orchard care secrets, schooled you on apple lore, and shared a treasure trove of tips and tricks for crafting that perfect cider. But you gotta know, Cider Chat's mission is way bigger than just a weekly podcast love affair. We're here to weave a narrative that celebrates cider's rightful place in culture and cuisine across the globe. Through our chats with the makers, the enthusiasts, and the cider trade insiders, we've knitted a rich narrative that tracks cider's journey from history books to modern-day marvel.
You don't see that every day.
This last year, a game changer for Cider Chat, we've leaped forward, launching a brand spanking new website that puts the world of cider right at your fingertips. Now, with just a quick search, you can plunge into cider making secrets, meet the makers, and stay on top of cider news from over 20 countries and throughout the U.S. Our Cider Chat family has exploded, reaching new audiences and deepening our dialogue with you, Ciderville. This expansion isn't just in numbers, but in the depth of our engagement with all of you out there. And the Cider Chat team is growing too, now welcoming passion-driven cider writers and audio adventurers. If you're interested in becoming part of the team, check out the page at ciderchat.com called Work with Cider Chat. There'll be a link in the show notes. Over 8 seasons, Cider Chat has morphed from a dynamic podcast into a comprehensive multimedia experience, enriching your connection to the global community through engaging content that spans audio, visual, and interactive formats. These milestones underscore our dedication to celebrating cider's legacy while forging its future. As we mark episode 400, I'm all revved up about the strides we've made and the adventures that lie ahead. What truly sets cider apart is not just the process of making it or the community that builds it, but the product itself. Let's take a little pause here before we dive into the product itself, which is cider. And once again, go back to some of the guests that were on Season 8 of Cider Chat.
Hi, this is Dorsey Cordick and Brittany Cordick of Cordick Family Farm based in Westfield, North Carolina. And you are listening to Cider Chat.
Hi, this is Antoine Marois of Domaine Marois, based in Normandy, France.
Hi, this is Ben Applegate of Eden Specialty Ciders. I'm here at the Eden Orchard in West Charleston, Vermont.
Hi, this is Todd Parlow.
And Lori Augustiniak of Walden Heights Nursery and Orchard, located in Walden, Vermont.
And you are listening to Cider Chat.
Those intros, they bring me back to all of Season 8, where I was traveling up to Vermont on a road trip, and also from some of my time when I was over in France. In fact, Antoine Marot, he'll be one of our stops on the upcoming French cider tour to Pays d'Auge, Normandy. The French cider tour for 2024 is open for reservation and is packed full of fun and all the magic of Paris, Normandy, and Bretagne. Picture yourself savoring top-notch ciders and perries, wandering through orchards with celebrated makers, and feasting on French culinary treasures alongside fellow cider buffs. With just 4 seats left on our September 2024 tour, the buzz is real. Let's get back to cider itself. I was talking a little bit about the milestones and where Cider Chat is, but I really want to just talk about cider for a minute here. We all know that it's unique, it's versatile, and it's utterly distinctive. I want to put a pin in that because it's really important to remember that cider occupies its own space in the world of beverages. Though made like wine, it diverges from fermented grapes with a taste profile that's entirely its own. Despite its wine-like creation process, cider shares a casual, rather approachable quality more akin to beer at times. It can be enjoyed from a tap, poured into a pint glass, sipped leisurely, or in the midst of a lively conversation. But one of its best attributes is that it isn't beer. Its bubbles tell a story of apples, of culture, of land, and of the meticulous craft of cider makers who pour their hearts into every single batch. Cider is its own entity, and its strength lies in its uniqueness. It's a testament to the diversity of apples and the creativity of those who transform them into the beverage we all love. At Cider Chat, we celebrate the fact that cider, in its essence, stands alone. It's a celebration of the fruit, the craft, and the community. And it is this celebration that we carry into every episode, every story, and every glass we share with you, oh our dear Ciderville.
And cider is unique, just like Perry now.
That is absolutely 100% true, Perry Pear. Perry is equally unique. It stands alone. Now, I know that I am speaking to the choir here, but I'm going to say it again. Both cider and Perry can replace those more highfalutin drinks out there in that celebratory category because they are that good in the glass.
Yes, I agree.
Don't give up that position. You don't have to assimilate here.
Here.
Okay. Maybe soon we'll get to that poem, eh?
I think we should keep rolling ahead, Rhea.
Okay, all right. Well, let's roll to some more intros from Season 8, and then we'll continue on with our Valentine card to Ciderville.
This is Eleanor Leger of Eden Specialty Ciders, based in Newport, Vermont, and Shelburne Vineyard and Iapetus Wines, based in Shelburne, Vermont.
Hello, this is Dan Bussey, author of The Illustrated History of Apples in the United States and Canada.
Hi, this is John Piana of Fable Farm Fermentory, located in Barnard, Vermont.
Hello, and this is Johnny's brother, Christopher Piana, and I'm excited to be here today with you.
Cider, without a doubt, occupies its own corner in the vast world of booze. So let's have a little bit of straight talk here. And having Valentine's Day as our backdrop, let's cut through the romance and get real about what can possibly drag cider down if we don't get our act together.
Speak, sister.
Okay, Lars, I got it.
Indeed, Rhea, we have been producing an episode every single week for 8 seasons.
Roger that, Perry Bear.
Okay, you guys, let me keep on going into it. You know, these kind of Valentines are kind of hard to write sometimes, so give me a little space here.
Back up, everybody.
Thanks, Met Lars. All right, what I want to say is I like to cut through the romance and get real about what can possibly drag cider down if we don't act together. And let's start first with its strength, in that it is open to everyone. There is no secret handshake. But despite cider's inclusivity, we still need to watch the big picture shifts happening in our culture. I'm going to take the NFL's playbook and the 2024 Super Bowl, which, if you didn't watch it, it rolled out the welcome mat to women this year at an unprecedented level. This move was partly juiced by Taylor Swift's real-time romance with wide receiver Travis Kelce. Yes, the romance can be distracting between a iconic rock star and a wide receiver. But you know what? It's meant to be distracting. This is what happens, Valentine. We get distracted and we get pulled along. And that's kind of like the web of life. It can lead us into all different directions. But the savvy players on the deck here, which is the NFL, they are seizing the opportunity, knowing that by promoting women here, and yes, a lot of those commercials during the Super Bowl, which cost between $6 to $7 million a shot, were geared towards women. Kind of very unique. It's always like a statement of our culture. And we know that this game is watched worldwide. So what do we do with that? And what does that have to do with Valentine's Day here today and this little love letter to you, Ciderville? I'm shouting out because this is part of our relationship. And I kind of talk, yes, as a woman myself, one who is not only a cider podcaster and producer, but also a craft beer columnist, something I've been doing for 20 years. And now when I go out on my beat and I talk to brewers, there is a major shift in the mood. It used to be, I would say, probably around 2008 or so. The whole industry was just absolutely pumping. You go in, it was just like people were expanding, they were building, and now it's how do we get people through the door? It's not the most happiest time out there in the craft beer world. There's a lot of reasons why it's happening, but a big key piece to me that I really believe in is that it never became fully welcoming to women. And also other demographics too. It's not just women. All right, it's people of color. It's the whole 9 yards. And that is something that I actually think cider is really, really good at this point. Look, cider is drunk by both men and women equally right now. It seemed at one point it was like, how do we get the men over? But that seems to be working pretty good. So we're starting this new season on good footing, right? We're on good footing. But how do we keep it going? And in the U.S., we have this wonderful organization called the American Cider Association. They put on CiderCon. People come from all over the world. When you go into that experience of like, you see the diversity, you feel the diversity, you feel safe to feel diversified if you are in some other category, right? Be the trendsetter. And I really believe that Cider wants to do that. A shout out to the Cider Somms. Check them out on Instagram, Malika and Sean. They've done a great piece on that where cider is totally inclusive. They're based in Chicago. And so many other cider influencers, but I really just consider them friends who are passionate about cider. And they're all different folks here in the U.S. and also abroad, too. It's much more fun to have a diverse group of folks at the party, raising glasses and having good cheer. Now, I know, Ciderville, it might be hard for you to hear about my other relations in craft beer, but give me a little slack here because I do believe there's another lesson that we can learn from the craft beer industry. And maybe if there are brewers out there listening right now, you could pay heed too, especially if you were around back in 2008 in the industry. Around about that time is when social media platforms started popping up. Up to that point, as a craft beer writer, you would walk in and they would just stop everything. You walk in, hey, what do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? What do you want? Here's a story. And it was kind of easy street to promote people. It was awesome. And then slowly but surely, a heavier reliance by the brewers on social media platforms became really apparent. It was getting harder to sell ads. It was hard to get news from the brewers. I mean, back then, there were competing beer magazines out there, hard copy magazines. You remember those things? Yes. In fact, some of the best compliments as a writer I've ever had is, Rhea, I look on the bathroom floor and I see you staring up with me with a glass in your hand, which means your readers are bringing you in to sit on the throne and read your column, which is, I'll just tell you, that is the coveted highest compliment anybody could get. Anywho, things change. The breweries and the large breweries, and I know this is true in Ciderville too, most businesses are relying on platforms such as Facebook. Now, back in 2008, that was great because the folks on Facebook, or, going back to 2004 when Facebook first kicked off, who was on that? College kids coming of age to drink. 2008, you're still riding that tide. Go into the 20-teens, right? 2015 or so, you're starting to see a demographic change. And all of a sudden, who is on Facebook in 2024? You might get some 30-year-olds, but by and large, you're going to be seeing 40s, 50s, 60s, and up. Look, I'm in that category. So, I troll Facebook as much as anybody else. I also use it for Cider Chat, sure, but it's not the only platform. And the beauty about podcasts is, unlike the big corporations, nobody can pull the plug. Facebook might be able to pull the page for Cider Chat, and yes, that would hurt, but podcast can be found anywhere. It's kind of like hearkening back to the original days of the internet where nobody owned it. And that is truly the beauty of podcast. This all leads me to remind you, dear Valentine, that the value of platforms like Cider Chat, which is dedicated to the nuanced storytelling and promotion of cider, cannot be overstated. Backing a platform like Cider Chat is an investment in Ciderville, which in turn is an investment in yourself.
Ooh-wee.
I know. Hey, Valentine's cards are not easy to write. There's a lot of emotion about them.
Go on, Rhea, go on.
Okay, here goes nothing. And this is kind of the part of the Valentine where I get to tell you a little bit about, well, how to show the love back that Cider Chat's been sending your way. If Cider Chat is your jam, and I sure hope it is if you've listened this far, don't just whisper sweet nothings. Please shout it from the rooftops. Share your cider love far and wide. For the commercial cidery folks out there, grab Cider Chat's slick info flyer. It's at ciderchat.com. It's all set up, all ready to tell your patrons how to learn more about cider. And if you've been on the podcast, you'll be able to say, yeah, that's where we were. Check it out. And plaster it everywhere where your patrons linger. This podcast is cruising onto Season 9 with sights set on Season 10, and it needs all hands on deck to keep the momentum. And if you had your moment on Cider Chat and you got that little bit of sun shining on you, want it, take a cue from the go-getters like the folks at Presque Isle Farm Cidery in Michigan or celebrity chef Brian Duffy. Both of those parties are going to be spotlighted in Season 9 of Cider Chat. And they didn't just sit on their laurels waiting for it to happen. They both have blasted their upcoming Cider Chat episodes with a little bit of teasers here all across their social media universe. Cross-promotion, it screams to newbies wondering what we're about to join the party, and that cider is fun. And let's not forget the magic behind the scenes. If Cider Chat's taken your hour-long chat, scrubbed it clean of all the ums and ahs, and made you sound like the cider oracle you are, spotlight the episode on your website, your socials, wherever your voice can echo. And if you're feeling generous, throw some coin this way. Hit the Patreon, smash the donate button, snag a tea at the TeePublic Cider Chat swag store. And picture this. Cider Chat racks up thousands of downloads weekly. Imagine what even a fraction of that visibility could do for your cidery. It's not just about the numbers. It's about lifting the whole community higher, spotlighting regions with the potential to draw crowds. So really, it's like a no-brainer for Cider Chat to want to tell your story, but you can make it easy. Spell out the who's who's and the what's on your cider making website. If a page is missing a maker's name or there's some kind of mysterious apple source, don't play hard to get. Invite media attention. At Cider Chat, we love to get your invites to come visit your cidery and help promote both you and your region. So let's collaborate to make that happen and work on a budget so that Cider Chat can not only go to your special spot in Ciderville, but to follow along the Apple Trail and keep on helping cider go up around the world. There's always more details on ways to support Cider Chat at ciderchat.com. In fact, there's a whole page there about all the different offerings to make it work within your lifestyle and your budget. So check it out at the support page at ciderchat.com. And if you've got cider that'll knock some socks off, send a bottle to Cider Chat's way. Who knows? Your cider might just end up in the hands of a celeb chef, such as next week's episode, you'll find out, and that can potentially turn it into a win-win of epic proportions. So there you have it, folks. This is how we band together, support Cider Chat, and by extension, turbocharge the whole cider ecosystem.
Own it!
Indeed, Medlars. Rhea, you should.
Shall we move on to some intros?
Yeah, Mr. Quince, that sounds like a great idea.
Hi, this is Cedar Hannon of Wild Branch Cider, located in Craftsbury, Vermont.
Hello, this is Jane Stewart. I'm a medlar specialist, grower and producer of medlar preserves at Eastgate Larder, based in the UK, and the author of Medlars, Growing and Cooking.
Hello, this is Michelle McGrath. I'm the CEO of the American Cider Association, and you are listening to Cider Chat.
Hello, this is Tristan Wright of Lost Boy Cider, located in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Vedraska. And I'm Matt Vedraska. We're here at Bent Ladder in Doylestown, Ohio, and you're listening to Cider Chat.
Walking through the orchard.
Well, since we're on the topic of letter writings, and I got to read a little bit of my Valentine to you out there in Ciderville, I next want to go to some letters that we have received here at Cider Chat Central. And this one is in from Derek, who is a new member of the Cider Chat Patreon page, and he writes, "Super stoked to be part of the Patreon and the cider community at large as well. The finding of the podcast was a happy accident of sorts. I was searching up a song from one of my favorite bands called Dreadnoughts called Cider Holiday. Your podcast just happened to be the first result of the search, so I decided to give it a listen and was hooked from the start. Yay! My cider journey is relatively short. I only discovered the magic of cider about 4 months ago while celebrating mine and my fiancé's anniversary of our first date. And just like the first time I tuned into the show, I was hooked upon the first taste. Wow. At some point in the future, I'd love to create a cider of my own and maybe start a cidery if it goes so well. I can't say I enjoy a particular style of cider as I have yet to meet a cider I didn't like. I don't think there's any topic I enjoy hearing more than any other. All of them seem to be useful to the enthusiast cider maker to be. And here's to the health to episode of 400, baby. Well, thank you very much, Derek. That is so, so kind of you. And next we're going to go to another little letter here from Kyle. And he, too, also became a patron of Cider Chat, and he's based up in, I believe it is, Brookfield, Vermont. He writes, "Love your podcast. Such a great resource and inspiration. It's funny, I just got Dan's Encyclopedia of Apples for a gift from my wife and then listened to that episode today. Such an amazing guy. Wow." And Kyle here is talking about Dan Bussey, and I actually have the encyclopedias right behind me where I'm speaking right now, and it's called The Illustrated History of Apples in the United States and Canada, and it's a 7-volume set, and there's only so many that were printed, probably won't be printed again. You want to get them and check out his episode. Kyle continues on with, "I found your podcast maybe a few years ago, I think. I like to learn and try new things, so I started making cider. Now we are a small commercial cidery, just a year in. Fun and exciting. Oh, yay. My wife and I run 1,000 Stone Farm, a year-round organic vegetable and mushroom farm, now with a variety of fruits and orchards. So we added hard cider to the mix. If you're ever in the area, you should pop in and hang. Hopefully by then, our cider house and farm kitchen will be ready and open or close enough." Little smiley face. As far as our cider goes, we probably will make about 1,600 to 2,000 gallons from the 2023 season apples, a mix of wilds, our own, and locally sourced apples as well. Primary fermentation in stainless steel and transferred to oak barrels for secondary and aging for 4 to 12 months, depending. Then keg or bottles. Hopefully this weekend I can start bottling last year's. Anywho, that's the long and short of it, but I'm always happy to chat more and someday share some cider with ya. Yay, Kyle. All right, well, and we have these beautiful patrons out here in Ciderville, many who are just like Derek, and some who don't even drink cider, but listen along because Ciderville is that much fun. So thank you to all the amazing patrons, and also a special thank you to the folks in the industry who are part of the Cider Going Up campaign, which is geared towards commercial businesses in cider. And they are Ross on Wye Cider and Perry Company based in the UK, Duck Chicken Cider based in London, Spacetime Mead and Cider Works in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, Insider Japan, Japan's first and only bilingual magazine covering the ciderverse, Esoterra Cider Works in Dolores, Colorado, Taddy Bogle Cider Works in Acme, Pennsylvania, Bent Ladder Cider and Wine in Ohio, that's Doylestown, Press Then Press, which is a family-driven online hub from Seattle, you heard them earlier, and the American Cider Association, which is an organization of cider and perry producers in the United States.
Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Hooey, what an episode, what an episode. I guess this is what happens when you're in number 400. You're just kind of letting your heart and soul pour out there.
Rhea?
Yes, Mr. Quinns?
I think it's time for the poem.
I think your timing is perfect. We still have a couple more intros to roll out, so maybe we could do that after the poem.
Roger that.
Well, alrighty then. This poem is titled To Ciderville with Love, and it's written by the Talking Pommes. In the heart of Ciderville, where orchards' whispers float, beneath the wide, embracing sky, the apple blossoms coat. A sea of petals, soft and bright, against the green expanse, a canvas painted with the touch of nature's gentle dance. Here, the air is sweet with promise, each breath a sip of spring, where bees in diligent ballet to blossoms love they bring. The sun, a tender artist, strokes every bud awake. In Ciderville, our shared abode, where heart and soul partake. Not just a place, but a moment where even urban dreams converge, with rural tales and glasses clinked as paths and passions merge. This poem, a toast to you and yours, in every special spot, where cider flows and hearts grow close, in every plot we've got. So to you, Ciderville, in bloom and love we dwell, where every sip and every scene has its own tale to tell. Here's to beauty, here's to us, beneath the orchard's dome, in every glass, in every heart, Ciderville, our home.
OMG!
Yes, Medlars, indeed. That is an OMG moment.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit here to all of you and Mr. Quinch. You did a very nice piano arrangement.
Pleasure.
Well, what do you think? I mean, this 400th episode has been quite a humdinger, full of a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts. I'm about ready for some more intros right at this moment and to start maybe getting this party going for the evening. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Roger that.
Hi, this is Johan Sjöstedt from Pomologic. We produce cider in a little town called Strängnäs, just west of Stockholm in Sweden.
Hello, this is Brian Wing of Green Bench Mead and Cider, located in St. Petersburg, Florida, and you're listening to Cider Chat.
Hi, this is Chris Rylands of Renaissance Orchards, based in Ferndale, Washington, and you are listening to Cider Chat.
This is Sean Kelly, founder and cider maker at Wildcraft Cider Works in Eugene, Oregon. You are listening to Cider Chat.
Hi there. This is Sean Conley, a cider enthusiast based in Portland, Oregon, and known as Cider Experience on Instagram and Facebook. And you are listening to Cider Chat.
Bravo!
Well, hello, Nose.
Hi, Rhea. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Nose.
Hi, Medlars.
Well, hello, Nose.
Hi, Perry Pear.
Pleasure to see you, Nose.
And you, Mr. Quince.
Well, Nose, it looks like you're carrying something. What do you have there?
I found this here box right outside the cider house and decided to bring it in for you.
I wasn't expecting anything. Does it say who it's from?
Well, it looks like it's from Michelle McGrath, and it's addressed to Rhea.
Really? Well, we all know that Michelle McGrath is the CEO of the American Cider Association, and I don't know what she's sending me. Maybe it's some books or some info about CiderCon. I don't know. Shall we open it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, Perry Pear, how about if you pull over that little opening knife kind of thingy-wing. Hey, let's do it.
All right, Rhea, I have it. I'm very good.
Okay, I got you got it. All right, we got it open. All right, well, let's see. We have a little bit of bubble wrap. What else do we have there, Nose? Let me take the bubble wrap. That's kind of noisy. Let me put that away.
There's a card here.
All right. Can you pull it out? It says, Rhea, congrats on 400 episodes. What an accomplishment. Thank you for spreading cider joy. Signed, Michelle McGrath.
Oh my goodness. These are hand-painted sugar cookies, and they're all... Oh my god, there's an apple. There's the Cider Chat logo. Whoa.
Wow!
There's a bottle of hard apple cider.
Oh my goodness, look at that. All different colors. Are these barrels? Oh my God, cookies that look like barrels.
That's awesome. This one here is white background with a beautiful glass and gold-filled cider, obviously, with a little apple next to it.
Oh, wow. Look at this one. It says
400. And you know, that's all about this week's episode.
It sure is, Perry Pear. That's incredible.
They look very good. Quite tasty.
I know. This one here has a basket of apples and the little intricate work here. We'll bring these out to Sunset Cider Club and we'll take a photo and put it up on the show notes and share it with everybody out there in Ciderville.
Let's do it!
I'll take a bite.
Okay, Mr. Quince, that's cool. Well, this is a great way to kind of like roll out this episode.
I brought a little homemade cider to share with you today.
Well, I see. It's a little cider boucher. It's under the cork. So let's pop that cork. And a little for you.
Raise your glasses high. Cheers to Cider Chat and the 400th episode.
Delicious. Nose, you always have the best cider.
And I would ask you, Nose, perhaps to bring a bottle of your special Perry next time.
I brought one especially for you, Perry Pear. We'll open it later.
Well, thank you very much, Nose. You're so considerate.
All right, well, everybody, I think that's a wrap. Let's start rolling out this here episode 400 out to Ciderville and let the party continue. And with that, I leave you here. This is Rio Wind Caller and some guest appearances by The Nose.
Cheers, Ciderville.
And the Talking Pommes.
Hello!
Looking forward to seeing you in Ciderville.
We like cider, we like palms, we love orchards and having fun. There is a reason why we do it like this. Oh yes there is.
There is a reason why we do it like this.
Oh yes there is.
There is a reason why we drink it like this.
Oh yes there is a reason. We like walking through the orchards, dancing in the streets, smelling all the blossoms, kicking up our feet. We like cider, we like palms, we like orchards, having some fun. There is a reason why we do it like this.
Oh yes there is.
There is a reason why we do it like this.
Oh yes there is.
There is a reason why we drink it like this.
Oh yes there is.
There is a reason. We like walking through the orchards, dancing in the streets, smelling all the blossoms, kicking up our feet.
Oh yeah.
We like cider.
Oh yes we do.
We like palms.
Oh yes we do.
We love orchards, having some fun. There is a reason why we do it like this.
Ba-da-da-dum.
There is a reason why we do it like this.
Ba-da-da-dum.
There is a reason why we drink it like this.
Ba-da-da-dum.
Ba-da-da-dum. We like walking down the orchards, dancing in the streets, smelling all the blossoms, kicking up our feet.
Oh yeah.
We like cider.
Ba-da-da-dum.
We like palms.
Oh yes we do.
We like orchards, having some fun.
Yeehaw!